Welcome to Hanover Fair 2014. Welcome to the group exhibit, Hydrogen Fuel Cells and Batteries. We are celebrating our 20 years anniversary. We are celebrating this year with 158 exhibitors from 22 different countries. Now, 20 years anniversary, we are exhibiting on 3,000 square meters. Now, I have the honor to present to you the founder of the whole networking here, of the person who made the first step to initiate this exhibition. Also, he has brought a guest today. So please, welcome with me here on stage, Mr. Arno, and also Mr. Juan Martínez, CEO and founder of Solar Concentration Technologies. Big hands. It is such an honor to be standing in front of you, and I must say, this is amazing. And not only I say that, many exhibitors say that.
Thank you very much.
How did it all look like 20 years ago?
Well, it was obviously a little smaller. We had just 10 exhibitors from one country, and the size was more or less like this forum is now. But we had some good names. I can show you. Come here. So we started with 10 exhibitors, but there were names like BMW, Daimler-Benz Aerospace, which is now Airbus. There was DLR Stuttgart already with us, Siemens AG, Fraunhofer Institute for Solar Energy, and so many more. And we had fun, but we never expected that it would be this size one day.
And many of them are still loyal. They're still coming to the exhibition. Is that right?
That's true, yes. They are. And you can see this all on the website of Mr. Tobias, who is now in charge. Everything has been documented, and all the activities of all exhibitors from 1995 are still online.
No, Arno, you have so much experience. We can now already say you are the hydrogen ambassador. Within the years, 20 years of the group exhibit, were there some challenging years where you thought, oh...
Of course, there were some challenging years, and we were working hard to achieve such a high target. And if it's not for my mother, I would have given up. But never mind, it was fine, and in the end, it was worth the effort.
I see. So was there also a time where you gave up on your vision, or did you always say, this is the vision, and I want to bring that to the public?
No, my vision was and is still the same, and maybe we can talk about my vision. But visions are only as good as you have people who are able to fulfill these visions, and maybe Mr. Juan is one of them. Give him a chance.
So you brought some posters today, and I see many colors.
Yes, that's right.
We do need to have some understanding what you actually brought here. So maybe you can just give a brief introduction on what you brought here.
Yes. We start from here. Actually, the thing is, when you want to make something, or if you want to build or achieve something, you must first of all, that's my proposal to all of us, you must first of all make an analysis of the reality. But for that, of course, you need time. And if you have this analysis of the reality, which I will explain to you in a minute, then it's very easy to find the solution, which is the last poster. And Mr. Juan will also give his participation on this possible solution. So all our graphics, I have more than 300 graphics in English, 150 in German. They are all online, and you can look for yourself. Take your time to understand it. And you can send me as many emails as you like. The more clever the question is, the more clever my answer will be. Thank you very much. Yeah, sure. I'm well insured. Let's start with the first graphics. That's nothing new. The figures are rather old. Well, I mean, they are updated. This is the latest from April 2014, which we could get. But still, they are not very much known. So if I would ask you or other people what they think, how long the electricity grid in Germany is, you will get very many answers, but they will all be wrong. Even from professors who are teaching electronic or electric in high schools, in university, worldwide, in China, in US, in Germany, they don't have a clue. And when I asked the professor, what do you think, how long the electricity grid in Germany is, he says a figure which is completely wrong. And I said, I'm not sorry for you as a professor, but I'm sorry for the students.
So how do you know that you are right?
Because these are the official figures. There's a thing which is called Verband der Netzbetreiber in Berlin and BDEW. These are organizations who are paid for this, to release these figures. And when you research very carefully, you may find them. Just to make it short, the electricity in Germany, if somebody asked you, is 1.78 million kilometers. That's the truth which we have to cope with every day. So this electricity here is coming, in the worst case, on an electrical line which is 1.7 million kilometers long. Yeah. Here's a question.
Hello. Okay. Thank you. We could go 4 times maybe to the moon, yeah?
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Maybe 40 towns also around the globe, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The equator.
Just for Germany, no?
Yes, for Germany. The equator is 40,000 kilometers. Yeah. When you divide this 1.7 million kilometers by 40,000, in fact, it's 40 times around the globe. Only for Germany. Just keep this figure in mind. And we have even more interesting news for you. Well, they are not new, but they are not known.
So we are talking about the energy balance in Germany. It's 2011. I see many colors and I see many numbers, but you gotta explain that to me, please.
Sure, it's my pleasure. These 2 graphics, this one is new. We have just made it for this Hanover Fair together with my designer, Thomas Schirmeyer. This is a new one. It's only a different way of showing this because this is in fact very complicated. And the people say...
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, and the people say you must leave something out. But when you look close, you cannot leave one single line out of it because every line is very important. And this again are not my figures. These figures are from the Arbeitsgemeinschaft Energiebilanzen, which is sitting in Essen. And when you look closer, they are owned and operated by the brown coal industry. These are the guys who are responsible by law in Germany to release these figures and these graphics. We have redesigned it a little because the original is much more uglier. And this is all on our website. So this is what we are paying. 554 units in million tons coal equivalent. Don't bother about this thing. You look for the scale. This is what we pay in Germany, and this is what we actually need in industry, in transportation, in residential, that's households, and in commercial, small and medium enterprises. So this is actually what is needed, and to get this to the end users, we use such a high amount of primary energy. That's the primary energy like coal. Here is the breakdown: nuclear gas, mineral oil, brown coal, hard coal, and also a little part of renewable energy. The main part is the mineral oil for our cars, for the ships, and for some other usage. But when you hear the word Energiewende in Germany, nobody talks about mineral oil. That's very strange. Everybody is talking about electricity, but electricity has only a small amount. This is this lot. This is electricity, 64 units. And if you want to save something, you must save in the big units and not in the small units by the laws of the percentage calculation.
So we are talking about electricity, we're talking about fossil fuels, we're talking about losses.
Yeah, and the losses, that's the thing now, by the laws of thermodynamics, which you all have learned about, the losses in power plants in Germany are 128 units. Okay, I don't want to change the laws of thermodynamics, and nobody of us can, but it's not said by anybody that we have to make electricity with thermal power plants, because the losses are immense. In fact, this 128 is much bigger than what we need in transportation, industrial, or residential use. So if anybody of us have the power to say, okay, today there will be no industrial in Germany, no energy used for industrial, we are saving, in fact, much less. Then we have losses in the power plants making electricity. This is not discussed, this is not questioned, and this is, in fact, a scandal. Thank you very much.
No.
Okay, so we do have some problems, but we need a solution, is that right? So
Yeah, sure.
where is the solution?
We are coming closer. I only want to explain, because you're asking for renewable energy. Yep. These are over 3 years, 2003, 2007, 2011. Again, here are the losses in the power plant, exactly the right figures. This is what we need. And the renewable energies are here, the green stuff. But because of this system, only a little percentage of the renewable energy are coming to the final end user.
So how? I mean, they are just putting the renewable energies in the grid and that's it?
That's it. You see, also the renewable energy, if you see a windmill, some people clap and say, oh, that's renewable energy for the windmills. But that's nothing in my point of view, because they are handled as a normal coal power plant, put into the grid, and also the electricity from a windmill is going these 1.7 million kilometers until it comes to your plug back home in Berlin or wherever you are, or Hanover. So, and again, because of the bad efficiency of this huge infrastructure, from those 59 units of renewable energy in the year 2011, only 22 units are arriving. Which now we come to our solution.
So maybe we don't need these losses indeed.
No, we don't need this. We pay for it, and there's a lot of profit in this system since 130 years. But in fact, when you think about it, we don't need it. Nobody of us. Now we come to the solution.
Well, the solution, if I'm the guy, maybe there's more of you here, hopefully yes. Well, our company works mainly in 2 areas, so research and development and also ready to market. Research and development, we are working in the new generation of high temperature solar furnaces. So we are now developing, together with the German Aerospace Agency, a solar furnace for material testing, and we are also developing a direct solar water splitting for hydrogen production prototype with a Swiss company in Geneva. So that would be for research and development, but we are also working in the ready to market. And in ready to market, we have already a business plan. We are now in the second round of investment round. We are discussing with private investors the best way to support the market launch. And well, the offer would be to provide a full renewable energy service package for households. So here we have our approach. Also, thanks to Arno for inviting me here and let me share our vision. So in the research and development, we work actually in a device like that. Not really that. I think this is quite old. I mean, it has maybe 100 years. But it could be like that. We use Fresnel lens to concentrate the sun, very high concentration, high temperature. We could split the water just with the sun. But I mean, the total offer, that's why I'm here. I came to Hanover Messe to select some latest technologies to include in our systems. I mean, I say some latest technologies because there's already technology enough in the market to avoid all these things. We don't need these guys.
Absolutely.
I mean, they can do their business anyway. But you know, I'm just wearing a €1 shop. Not, I mean.
Yeah. The question is, do we need new apparatus for your idea?
And I bought that just this. It cost me just €1. I mean, you can plug it in your car, or you also use it at home. It is a DC, so you can just use your USB, or you can recharge your laptop, or even a TV. So this is just €1, and you can use it with your TV, with even your washing machine.
So where will this be in this house?
Exactly, that was my question. So
yeah.
We have this graph here, and I need to put all the input together now. So what does this exactly have to do with this?
I mean, we have already said that AC, it is the current system, so we are in the fossil fuel era. we try and we tend to go to the renewable era. We are not there at all. I mean, if somebody is telling to you that we are renewable and so on, but don't believe them because these figures are here. I mean, this would be just in the house, wherever you have a plug.
For the plugs.
Of course, for the plugs, yeah.
Because we are talking about the DC house, which is the future, because when you look close to all your apparatus, equipment, loading devices, everything is DC.
All of them is
the
DC,
printer,
yeah. Indeed.
the monitor, the charger, everything is DC only. And again, you are producing losses in the form of heat by the laws of thermodynamic.
Sure.
And you heat your room, and only a small thing is going for the loading.
Sure. So in ready to market, so our offer would be, I mean, of course, use every single renewable source that it is in your market, where you go, where your business will be. We will use every energy source that it is available on site.
Which means a variety of inputs according to the location where you are.
Absolutely.
In a hilly area, in a low area, in the desert, wherever you are, you can use various variable inputs.
Sure.
You need a smart algorithms, that's not difficult.
Software.
And you can supply all your needs of your house, including the petrol not the petrol, but the medium to drive your car.
Let's say full.
So I see that will work if I live at the North Sea, which I do, and we have lots of wind but no sun, so we can use the wind energy.
Yeah,
I see that. However, what about big cities? I see there's a big house and there's always space needed.
Because big cities or big houses have also a big ground. The facility is there, and then you can use maybe more geothermal,
I mean,
or whatever you have.
Finally, it is a matter of size. So
it's a matter of scaling. And if you have, let's say, a little village of 7 or 10 houses, they are connected with a DC bus, a very smart bus. So the houses have all these inputs, and according to the load on the different houses, there will be a potential divider between the houses. That's easy. You don't need much.
So this is a genius idea, and I see how it works for a house, and it sounds so simple. How about big companies that need lots of electricity?
Same thing, because the big companies today, because the cost of energy, which is here, we are paying here, we are not paying here, the cost of energy is still much too low. Therefore, the industry, the factories, whatever you have, making aluminium or making cars or making aircraft, the factories have still at least a potential of 30 to 50% saving the energy when they have a smarter way to use the energy which they have. Because they blow the heat out of the window. When it's warm here, they open the window. They should use the heat for something else with this heat exchanger, which doesn't cost anything. But this is not needed at the moment because the message is energy is still too cheap.
Now, Arno, let me frankly ask you. The simple question is, and everyone has the question for any kind of issue or problem that we're still struggling with, the question is, how?
For us, it's not a problem. For us, as Juan showed us this little device, the things are already here. Here, 150 smart exhibitors.
In this hall, with the technology we have in this hall,
everything is already there.
It is here, everything.
But it's not on the market. And I invented the slogan 1995, go to where the market is. And we should think of the situation, of the reality, and then we know where the market is.
Yeah.
That's easy. And it's cheaper because we are saving at least 60% of the losses which we are paying now for the coal and for the nuclear.
Yeah, and if I can add something, I mean, sun and wind is wireless, so we don't need this. I mean, we don't need these kilometers, it's wireless. And by the way, it's free source. It is not charged, unless there's some taxes for the sun, you know, when it rides. But it is free. So.
To answer your question, the beauty is, and it will only work when this is owned and operated by the user.
Of course.
When you have your own device, like we have now an own air conditioner, you have this little device in your kitchen and your backyard, wherever it is. You are the master of this little device, which in the end will cost maybe 500 euro or even less, maybe 380. And when you are the owner and operator of this device, then you would have no problem with storage, because you will use whatever you use applications only in the moment when you have enough input into your units.
And if I can add something, it is unavoidable that the price here, the energy price here, will always increase.
That's for
I
sure.
don't think
That's
it
for
will
sure.
decrease. And here, at least it will be constant, at least. And when the technology development will increase, the cost of energy will decrease, which means for industries and for households, they can have a constant price. We can erase volatility prices on the market. So from the industry and also for the household, that is fantastic because you can actually plan all your costs. Imagine that you have an industry highly energy consumption. You can plan your costs.
How can you prove that with the 3P decentralization system, we are really going to drop the costs?
I know. We can prove it by the laws of common sense. Because that's easy. Once you have understood this, which in my case, I must admit, it took 6 years to understand these. So I don't know how long it will take you with this help. Of course, I didn't have any help. So when you understand this, then there's only one solution. And this is this decentralized, owned and operated by the user system, which will work fine. And which will, by the number of scale, by the order of magnitude, the more equipment that will be produced, the cheaper they will be. They will be in the 10 or 100 euros.
And as the source is free?
Yeah, that's the difference. That's the way of thinking, but don't use the sun or the wind for the system.
No.
That makes sense.
I really feel that you have a vision. And before I will open the forum for questions, I would like to drop a quote here. I believe it was Steve Jobs who once said that if you're working on something that you're really excited about and that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's so.
Indeed.
I know the speech of George as well. I hear it every week, once.
Okay, so now I open the forum for questions. And I see many hands up. Are there any questions? Because now you have the honor to ask a question. Right there is a question. I'll come down to you.
Good.
Did you see this kind of solution now, action in Germany or in Spain? Is there some?
There's a need for it worldwide. These figures are even worse in countries like United States because the renewable energy in the United States, you cannot even draw the line so small. It's 0.001 for the sun and 0.01 for the wind. These are figures by the Lawrence Institute of Energy. They are even much more drastic than this. It's the same in China, even worse, because of coal. The same in Canada, even worse. I mean, they have some hydro, but that's okay. So the need is global, and the solution will also be global, but I'm afraid it will not come from Germany.
But by the way, Arno, in your book, you mentioned also some examples. Yeah. And also,
true.
just before coming to Hanover Fair, so Monday, we had a small excursion here in Germany. So we went to visit a guy that he actually built his own DC house. It was a farm, and it was quite intelligent, very simple technology, but very smart, not high consumption, and it was excellent. And he did it on his own, and he's not an engineer, by the way.
That's the secret. Thank you for mentioning the book.
Oh.
Hold it.
Oh.
So this book I distributed here in 2010. More or less, we have refined We have refined our vision, but it's still the same. And again, it took me 6 years to come to this solution. And you are welcome to join me.
So
Thank you very much.
the title of your book is The Hydrogen Society, More Than Just a Vision. My question is, why is there a question mark, more than just a vision?
Well, you look around here, then you know the answer.
Okay. Before we come to an end, because we're almost running out of time, I do want to make an announcement, because tonight at 6 p.m. for all the exhibitors here, we will have a networking evening. And Mr. Arno Evers has said that he wants to make an announcement that is so special that he couldn't even tell me the topic. But he dropped in front of me what he's going to talk about. And the only thing that he said is he's going to talk about hydrogen.
Yeah, and it's something from Spain. That's another keyword. Because, thanks for Juan.
No, thank you.
Once again, thank you, Mr. Arno Evers, founder of the group exhibit Hydrogen Fuel Cells and Batteries. And also thank you, CEO and founder of Solar Concentration Technology, Mr. Juan Martínez. Please, big hands for the two. They have initiative, they have a vision, and we should have our respect and gratitude for this. Thank you so much.
We will be back.
We will be back.
Again.
Again.
We will be back.
Yeah, we will. Thank you.
And keep your hand up.
Thank you.
For the photo.
What?